It's that time of year, folks. It's the Halloween season, and in the spirit of spookiness, I think a great way to celebrate would be to play a spooky game. So many to choose, so little time to play them. How about Five Nights at Freddy's VR? But wait, I've already played that one, and the only game left to play is Night Terrors, and there's no way in heck I'm playing that. Do you think I'm crazy or something? But wait, I think I found the solution. It turns out there's already Halloween DLC for the game. What perfect timing. So, please join me as I lose my mind playing one of the most scary games I've ever played. And this time, I promise that I'll actually be fully beating each minigame instead of almost beating them. Because it's the spooky season, and that'll be a huge disrespect to Halloween. Anyways, without further ado, let the spookiness commence. Alright, so naturally, we're going to be going in order. And what the frick? The first game is the effing flashlight minigame, aka the worst one of them all. Basically, you got these three doll things that have to reach you by hiding in the terrain. For example, they can hide behind these pumpkins. Now, the way you scare them off is by shooting them with a beam of light, which is why you get a flashlight. Problem is, the flashlight is a stupid piece of crap with a range worse than a $15 drone and a battery that dies quicker than a Sega Game Gear. I'm only scared because I have no idea where they cannot pop out from, and you might think, hey, isn't the goal of the game they'll be scared? And yeah, you're right, it's just that after losing 20 times in a row, it gets super annoying. Such a stupid game. Anyways, the next game is pretty fun. It's basically the Buzz Lightyear ride at Disney World. You know, the ones where you shoot targets. It's like that one, yeah. It's pretty cool, and it does have this one scary moment. Basically, Foxy pops out and a cardboard cutout, and that actually did scare me a lot.
What the fuck am I supposed to shoot? Shoot that bitch! Oh fuck!
There's not really much to say about this game. Is what I would be saying if I didn't find out about the secret alternative paths. For some reason, when I was playing FNAF, the FNAF DLC, I was a lot more scared playing it than I was with the base game. So while this doesn't look all that scary, it was horrifying, okay? As you can tell by the gameplay in one of the secret paths, I did not even try to get any of the extra points, really. I basically just went for the red buttons. I just closed the doors immediately, okay? Yeah, whatever. The next game is Chord Maze, and this freaking game, my god. This stupid chord maze is the most horrifying thing I have ever done, okay? So basically, you're in a maze, you know, in the pitch black, and as usual, you have your stupid flashlight that barely works, and you have to get keys to escape. But while you're searching for the keys, you got effing Foxy searching for you, so you have to constantly check corners and check behind you to make sure you don't lose, aka get jump scared. Kind of have to jump from cutout to cutout, which if you don't know is where you hide, because if he sees you, he will bolt. So if you're out in the open, then say hi to God for me when you go to heaven after getting a heart attack. The atmosphere is just so scary, or shall I say spooky. Ooh. I know it may not look that scary when you watch someone else play it, but my god, it is the absolute worst. It's making Night Terrors from the base game look like Peppa Pig. Not that Peppa Pig can't be scary, but you get the point. This one took me the longest to, actually try out because I kept quitting 5 seconds in. But after a whole lot of mental preparing and definitely some drugs, I finally played it. It's scary, alright? I can't really think of anything else to say except I hate it. It's just too spooky, and but that's saying something, by the way, because it is Halloween. So everything is supposed to be spooky.
What's that noise? Don't walk towards the noise, pendejo! Run somewhere else! Oh my god! Oh my god! Ah!
Okay, let's move on to something less scary, the hallway game. Okay, this is scary too. So basically, this one is like red light, green light from Squid Game. Yeah, Squid Game. They invented red light, green light, right? Alright. Move when it's dark and stop when it's bright, you know. No dip. Sometimes animatronics will pop out of the doors, and you know, you gotta stop then. And eventually, Freddy pops up behind you, so you gotta go fast. I didn't play this one a whole lot, so it was alright. It was scary, and that's about all I gotta say, so moving on. Now we have building a mangle, and this is very confusing. What you have to do is you have to build a mangle by grabbing parts off of the conveyor belt into a bin. Now, you're supposed to only get the stuff that has appeared on the 4 screens, but it switches between parts so fast that I have no idea what to get. And not only that, but all the legs look the same to me, okay? Also, you have the shocker on each side of the conveyor belt that's supposed to shock any of the creatures that appear on the conveyor belt, but that only happens once per game, so what's the point of the thing? And then finally, at the very end, you get to see your creation, and that's when you realize that none of the parts go together. I just don't get this, okay? Why does the game give me like 10 heads, even if it doesn't make sense? Shouldn't you choose parts for the animatronic that fit together? Whatever. I finally found one that's not too scary, so I should just be happy with what I got. Wait a minute. I just realized something. It's Halloween, and I haven't gone trick-or-treating, and it's way too late now. What am I gonna do? Wait a second. I remember that there is a trick-or-treat minigame, so I can just play that instead. When you go trick-or-treating, on one hand, you can get free candy from a strange man's house, and on the other hand, you could get kidnapped and stuffed into an animatronic's insides. Hell yeah! Well, lucky for you, since you can simulate that in VR in this minigame. Basically, you got 3 chances to get candy, but you gotta earn it. Only one of the animatronics will show up at the door, so you have to watch through their windows and figure out which one of them will show up. Once the bell rings, it's time to put on that mask, and if you're right, you get candy, and if you're wrong, you get... I'd say it's a pretty good minigame. It has the spooky factor of hoping to get the right animatronic, and it's kind of like a Mario Party style minigame. Pretty good if you ask me. But now we're off to create life itself in Dreadbear. Dreadbear, more like Deadbear. Okay, I'll stop with the bad puns. Anyways, in Dreadbear, you must create life by creating a brain by drawing with an advanced, state-of-the-art expo marker. And then after that, you have to resize the brain by shooting it with electricity. I know, how shocking. Yes, pun intended. And finally, you have to match what I assume is the heart rate with the computer, which doesn't make sense because it's a brain. Moving on. Okay, last but not least, we have another really scary one. Danger, Keep Out, and it's kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's 1. So basically, it reuses the same map, animatronics, and routes as FNAF 1, but now you don't get any doors. Instead, you get a super light that's so bright it'll spook the animatronics away from you. Yeah, how does that feel now, stupid? Who's the one getting spooked now, sucker? But the downside is, it wastes 20% of your power. So now you're probably asking, how do you survive with only a few blasts of light? And then it's, 100%. I mean, 0%. Well, a new feature is now you can recharge the battery back to full. But the problem is, because, there's always a downside, is that it takes around 10 seconds to recharge. Basically, what that means is that for 10 seconds you're out in the open, in the pitch black, with nothing to protect you, except for, this flimsy wood on the doorway. So you just gotta accept your fate of death. This is what's scary, along with the fact that it's basically impossible to see where the animatronics are on the camera screen. They blend in so well. In my opinion, it's a great game since it has the perfect amount of scariness as well as a good challenge. Would you look at the time? It looks like Halloween is already over. That's a shame. We're having so much fun. But all good things must come to an end.